Welcome to Chit Chat with T. I'm your host, Miss T. Let's get into it. Chit Chat community. So today I am speaking or coming to you about something a little bit different. Not necessarily a celebrity topic, but a trending topic, and I thought it was quite interesting. So anyway, I pulled an article coming from Fox 4, and as you know, if you don't know, I'm sure you know, that right now we're in inflation, and a lot of times in the midst of the inflation, a lot of people's rent's been raised. I mean, tremendous. The numbers have been high. Rent's high. Mortgage rates are high. So we're all kind of going through it right now as far as inflation goes. Okay. All right. But nevertheless, I found a story that I thought that was so inspiring, and I wanted to share it, and I thought it was worth sharing, noteworthy, right? So the name of the article is called "Rent Hike Forced a Retired 80-Year-Old to Take a Job as a Janitor. Now strangers have raised $28,000 for him." I thought that was outstanding. The article reads, okay, students in Cook County, Texas took it upon themselves to help out an 80-year-old who was forced out of retirement to take a job as a janitor. And now his story is spreading across the country. That is so cool, right? And then it also goes on to say the man known to students is Callisburg ISD as Mr. James, and his rent raised about $400 a month and could not make ends meet without getting back on the job. All right. Mr. James started working in Callisburg High School in January after a career in a different field. All right. And it also goes on to say just a little bit more. He's a hard worker. He's an older man, so he doesn't get around like the students do. But he's a worker, said Jason Hooper, the principal of the Callisburg High School. Okay. 3 students at the school heard of his story and decided to do something about it. I love this story. So I'm not going to read everything in the article, but then this kind of goes on how these 3 students looks like they created a GoFundMe. Okay, so it says Marty Yoski and Grayson Thurman at Callisburg High School started the GoFundMe for the man known to students as Mr. James. All right. Okay, so that is just so cool. And a little bit more, he goes on to say, I think God called us all to do it, said Thurman. Once I heard, Grayson, you should post it, something was heavy on my heart telling me, Grayson, you got to do it. And if you don't, these guys going to keep working here. So I do think that is awesome. And then we knew being in a small town like Callisburg that people would want to keep and people would want to support us, especially with something like this. But I don't think we've ever imagined that there'd be like news channels here, said Yoski. And it's pronounced spelled Yousko. So hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. If not, let me make it, okay? The team said the original goal at $10,000. In 2 days, the campaign had raised more than $28,000. This is so neat. I love hearing things like this. Love. But it also goes on to say James, for an interview, he declined. So they tried to interview Mr. James. He didn't want to be interviewed. He doesn't want any part of the spotlight. He's very appreciative of what the students have done, said Hooper. Someone as sweet as him deserves this. There is no question about it, said Yoski. Yousko. Okay, all right. I think this is just precious. It was a great story to share. And I attached the full article in its entirety. You're welcome to read it and check it out. But I thought it was noteworthy. Kudos to these students for helping this gentleman. And we are in those times. And it's nice to hear that people are thinking of others and reaching out to help other people. All right. As I always say, we can't change anyone else, but we can change ourselves. Focus on the things you can control and not on the things you can't. I'll be back with another one. Thank you. Bye.